All right, it is Friday, everybody. Kelsey's social distancing over on the sofa by the window.
Hi, guys.
I'll include you in this conversation. We have all, you and I have been here all week, Kelsey, we've all been talking about this need to self-isolate for 14 days if you have just come home from abroad. And this applies because a lot of people who were away for March break are now coming home. And unfortunately, many of us are still hearing stories of people who've come to the country and are not following proper protocols. One of our colleagues heard about a person who was out grocery shopping after they came back from a trip to Europe because they didn't have any groceries in the house and they wanted to have groceries for their couple weeks of self-isolation, but you need to stay home. We know there are a lot of Canadians returning to the country right now, and so I guess I can't help but underscore what the government is saying, what Theresa Tam is saying, which is Dr. Theresa Tam, who's Canada's Chief Medical Officer of Health. Stay home if you can. Like, the protocols are in place for a reason. And somebody said to me that came back from Florida, we were on vacation mode. We weren't really sort of paying attention. And it's hard to sort of dive into the stream of what people who stuck around are feeling, but it's important.
I've been chatting with my parents who've been, I mentioned this on the show, they've been in Hawaii. That's where they spend their winters. They're lucky enough to be able to do so. And then my godparents are in Mexico right now. And they said that they're not feeling the urgency that we feel here at home. And it's been really hard to kind of realize the severity of the situation in Canada. You have to stay home. Like, you arrive from your flight and you need to immediately go home. And if you need groceries, obviously you've been gone, you need supplies. You at that point, you have to be calling people in your neighborhood. You have to be calling on favors from your neighbors, from your friends and family who are able to do the drop-off for you. But they need to drop it off on the porch. They need to not come inside. They need to not visit you face-to-face. You can do that over video chat. At this point, that's what we have to be doing to keep everybody safe.
You know, and one of the arguments I've heard from people who have decided to stay wherever they're vacationing right now or wherever they spend their winters, they say, well, why would I take myself out of my environment and expose myself to potentially contracting the virus by getting on a plane or getting and doing all these things? But the worry, of course, is that they're in a separate country. We don't know what's going to happen with the borders. We actually don't even know what's going to happen within the next hour.
And if something were to happen and you needed medical care in another country, we know the complications that arise from that on a regular day. But this is not a regular day. It is not a regular time. It is safest to be home.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.